After your tomatoes, cucumbers, and beans are harvested, what's left? Bare soil. And bare soil is a wasted opportunity. Fall isn't just about ending the season. It's the best time to plant cover crops. These humble plants, like rye, clover, and peas, aren't grown for eating, but for enriching your soil. They prevent erosion, suppress weeds, and add fertility for next year's vegetables. Stick around, and I'll show you which cover crops to plant this fall, how they benefit your soil, and how to manage them for maximum results. Environmental benefits of cover crops. Cover crops don't just improve your own garden, they're also good for the planet. By covering bare soil, they reduce nitrogen runoff into waterways, protect against wind erosion, and even improve carbon sequestration in the soil. Pollinator-friendly species like crimson clover and vetch provide nectar for bees early in spring when few flowers are available. In urban and suburban gardens, planting cover crops also creates habitats for beneficial insects and microbes that boost soil health naturally. Choosing cover crops means you're not only preparing for a better harvest, you're also contributing to a healthier environment and more sustainable gardening. Tools and amp, materials you'll need: bags of cover crop seeds, clover, rye, field peas, vetch, oats, garden rake or hoe, broadcast spreader or simply hands for scattering seed, watering can or hose with spray nozzle, mulch, optional for patchy areas, lawn roller or board to press seed into soil. Why plant cover crops in fall? Cover crops, sometimes called green manure, protect and improve soil during the off-season. Benefits include preventing erosion, roots hold soil in place against wind and rain. Suppressing weeds, a thick cover crop canopy blocks winter weeds. Adding organic matter, when tilled under in spring, they decompose and enrich soil. Fixing nitrogen, legumes like clover and peas capture nitrogen from the air and store it in soil. Improving structure, deep roots of rye and oats loosen compacted soil. Without cover crops, garden beds sit bare, losing nutrients and structure over winter. Best time to plant cover crops. September through early October is the sweet spot in most of the U.S. soil is still warm and moisture increases with fall rains. Aim to plant 4 to 6 weeks before the first hard frost in your region so crops can establish roots. Northern states, zones 3 to 5 plant in early September for best establishment. Midwest, zones 5 to 6 mid to late September is ideal. South, zones 7 to 9 plant October into early November. Pacific Northwest, cool, wet falls allow cover crops well into October. Top fall cover crops to plant. 1. Winter rye. Hardy and fast-growing, rye tolerates cold and grows dense, protecting soil all winter. Excellent for erosion control. Needs tilling or mowing in spring. 2. Crimson clover. A beautiful cover crop with red flowers in spring. Fixes nitrogen, improves fertility, and attracts pollinators. Works best in milder southern climates. 3. Field peas. Austrian winter peas. Fix nitrogen and provide tender biomass in spring. Cold tolerant in most regions, but may winterkill in harsh northern climates. 4. Hairy vetch. Another nitrogen fixer with sprawling vines that create a living mulch. Very hardy overwinters even in cold regions. 5. Oats. Quick to establish in fall but winterkills in most regions. Leaves an easy-to-work mulch in spring, no tilling needed. Great for beginners. 6. Radish, daikon/tillage radish. Not a true cover crop in the classic sense, but fantastic for breaking up compacted soil with deep taproots. Winterkills in cold climates, decomposing to add organic matter. Step-by-step guide to planting cover crops. Step 1. Clear the bed. Remove leftover vegetable debris, weeds, and mulch. Cover crops germinate best on clean soil. Step 2. Loosen the soil. Lightly rake or hoe the surface to create a good seedbed. Deep tilling isn't needed, just a fine surface layer. Step 3. Spread the seed. Broadcast seeds evenly across the bed. Use about 2 to 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet depending on the crop. Step 4. Rake or press seeds. Rake lightly to cover or use a board/lawn roller to press seeds into contact with soil. Step 5. Water gently. Give the bed a light watering to settle seeds. Keep moist until seedlings establish. Step 6. Let them grow. Allow cover crops to grow through fall and into winter. Don't mow until spring unless recommended, like for rye. Regional recommendations. Northeast, rye, vetch, oats. Oats winterkill, leaving clean spring beds. Midwest, rye and clover blends. Hardy enough for cold winters. South, clover and peas thrive. Crimson clover adds beauty. West Coast, almost any cover crop works. Cool, wet winters are ideal. Managing cover crops in spring. Planting cover crops in fall is only half the job. How you handle them in spring determines their benefits. For most crops like rye or vetch, you'll need to mow or cut them down once they flower but before they set seed. This timing ensures the nutrients are locked in the green biomass, which you can then till under or leave as mulch. Oats and radishes, which winterkill, are easier. They simply decompose into the soil by themselves. Always wait 2 to 3 weeks after incorporating cover crops before planting vegetables, giving organic matter time to break down. Common mistakes to avoid. Planting too late, frost kills seedlings before roots establish. Not providing soil contact, broadcast seed on hard ground won't sprout. Ignoring spring management, tall rye must be mowed or tilled before planting veggies. Using the wrong crop for region, peas may die in harsh winters. Extra tips for success. Mix cover crops, combine rye for biomass, with clover for nitrogen. In small beds, try oats plus peas, easy to manage in spring. For no-till gardeners, mow in spring and plant directly into residue. Consider aesthetics. Crimson clover and vetch bloom beautifully in spring. Mini Tool Spotlight Broadcast Spreader. A simple broadcast spreader makes seeding fast and even. Especially useful for larger garden plots where hand sowing is slow. Don't leave your soil hungry this winter. Planting cover crops in fall is like giving your garden a blanket and a meal at the same time. Whether it's rye, clover, peas, or oats, fall cover crops prevent erosion, enrich soil, and set the stage for next year's harvest. So grab some seed, sow your fall cover crop, and watch your garden come back stronger than ever in spring.